will find the good in my neighborhood
and praise it and promote it
and praise it and promote it
to my neighbors
to my neighbors
and to neighborhoods throughout the city of Los Angeles.
and to neighborhoods throughout the city of Los Angeles.
I pledge to do this to the best of my ability.
I pledge to do this to the best of my ability.
Well done. Hold my chair. Have a sandwich. Do you have a sandwich or a fish?
I didn't want to eat before this.
Okay.
President, I know the board member, Mr. Morris, has just arrived.
Yes, nicely done. Morris arriving. Ding, 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 ding. All right. Just a couple things. Like I said, I have not one but two applicants for the other seat, so we'll be dealing with that and hope to move forward in March. Okay, moving on to officers' reports, and we actually have a couple from me, which is just to pass the word. As everybody knows, we are creating a government affairs committee. That will be the 8th of our committees. So be aware that with 21, well, now 22 board members and 8 committees, you can do the math. What I'm going to ask, if anyone is interested in serving on that committee, or if you're currently on a committee and you'd like to switch, please let me know. I've had a couple of people who already expressed interest in government affairs, and I appreciate that. But just to be aware, my biggest concern here is that we don't burn anybody out. And our committees tend to vary either from they're very busy, like planning and some others, to some that don't have a lot of, I mean, there's not a need for a monthly meeting, it might be a quarterly or twice a year. So what I'm going to ask is that if you have any interest in that particular committee, if you're interested in switching from a committee you're on, anything along those lines, please get in touch with me, and I'll go through that exercise. I did want to say thank you to everybody who's worked hard on the committees the last few months. We have been down a few members, that's made a tougher workload for everybody. The other thing I do want to say is I really appreciate that the committees are functioning, because that's not something we really had for a long time. And we tended to have really long board meetings. And because the communities are running so well, and I appreciate all the chairs' work, that's a big part of why we're getting more things done more efficiently. So with that, thank you very much. Yes.
Because the Government Affairs Committee is working primarily with council files, and council files run the gamut. Every committee that we have, there's probably going to be a council file that will probably be of interest to that committee. So I would think that the government, anybody with the government affairs, don't quit your council because it could come out of any council any committee that you're on. Because, and that's just the way the council files work. So it can come out of planning and land use, it can come out of outreach, it can come out of
Budget.
budget. Yeah, anything, because it's the business of the city of Los Angeles. And so there's probably going to be a council file one, so I would think that that would probably be the best way to handle it. And not necessarily have somebody say, well, I'm going to quit this committee just to be on government affairs.
Well, and it's a good point. My only point is there's only 22 of us. And if, with 8 committees and at least 5 members, everybody can count them up. So,
Yeah.
so just be aware of that. Think about what you can do. Think about what your workload is like, your public, your personal life is like. If there's something you'd like to change, this is probably as good a time as any to change it as opposed to some other point during the year. Because it's still first quarter, and we can make things happen before we start.
And I would say that since we're already, you've already said that you've invited Linda Galvani to come and give her PowerPoint presentation, I think people should wait until after that PowerPoint presentation to see what it's all about. You have a better idea. Okay.
All right, so please think about that and let me know. Okay, the other item I have as a B is something that Eric just alluded to, is discussion of a special board meeting, which would deal with the issue we discussed last meeting about language regarding neighborhood purpose grant applications. This would be a follow-on from the informational meeting or advisory meeting that we had. And there's also an offer from Linda Gravani, who's president of Lake Balboa, member of council, speaking of the council file issue. One of the things I wanted to ask is if there's interest in having a special meeting, and if we could have it the last week of this month. And if we did, if we have availability. I mean, obviously, if we're gonna take action, we really could have quorum. So, I'm not asking for, I'm not looking to put him in the spot right now, but the last week of this month, if we're shooting for potentially Thursday, if the room's available, can we have a commitment that people would be considering making it? Because we're not gonna have a quorum, it's not really a whole lot of effort there. Last week of the month, probably last Thursday if we get the room.
Mr. President, I cannot be there on that night.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another night that week?
Yeah.
All right. So maybe another night that week. Anybody have any holidays, vacation, other commitments? Okay. If you do, let me know.
I can do
All right. So we'll go forward. I'll see if we get the room and a couple other things. And if it works out, obviously we'll let everybody know and we'll agendize it and have those 72 hours and the whole thing. All right. I have one other 24. You know, I'm just shooting from the city because I like putting sure into it. All right. One other thing that came up, and actually Jimmy, yeah, she has left, but Ms. Sahibian from the city attorney's office asked if we would be interested in co-sponsoring Mr. Fewer's event. And just so everybody's aware, he's not running for election this year. So it's just a public outreach event. It's gonna be the 11th, 6:30 PM at the Women's Club. So, yeah, Granada. So basically what it comes down to is they put their logo on, they put our logo on their flyer, send it out, we get some free publicity, and obviously anyone who wants to attend will be welcome.
March 11th?
March 11th. Okay.
What date does that go?
The day of the week.
Today.
I don't know, off the top of my head. All right. Nobody objects to us co-sponsoring that event in the Lake City.
It has to be
It's
agendized.
free.
Is it agendized? Oh, free. Is it on our agenda?
It's free. Yeah, I haven't gotten it yet. It's putting our name on it. Okay. All right.
I object if it's not on the agenda.
Well, it's not on the agenda because you brought it up today.
Well, okay, but we should really put in the outreach thing and also.
Are you gonna have a meeting before the 11th
Yeah.
next month?
Yeah, and we're
Okay,
gonna
great.
also, at the board meeting next time, you could also do it. We
No, I
should.
understand. I'm just asking if there's interest in doing it, Jim. Okay, I'll pass it along to you for outreach. All right, that's president. Vice president. No report. Treasurer.
All right, thanks Anthony for having these printed out.
Sorry about the scale.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I probably would have just pulled it off from my phone. Okay, so there weren't very many changes from last month, during the month of January. For last month's general board meeting, there was two charges one to Togo's and one to Ralph's with food, 110 Togo's and $11.18 to Ralph's. We also paid UPS store for various copies for the general board meeting. The amount of $214.89. There were two payments to Partners in Diversity. One, an old bill from September, and a more recent one in January. The first one was $219.78. The second one was $158.73. Those are the only changes. So we have $11,307.36 remaining. Let's see. We do have a shortage in the facilities and space rental, so I would like to also include a reallocation from temporary services of $1,000 to the rental, because we have 3,000 in temp services, so 2,000 would be enough for the do I have a second based on all those changes? I'll ask for public comment now. Okay, second by Eric. Is there public comment? Any questions from the board?
Strictly on the reallocation.
No, on all those items and the reallocation. Yes, like usual.
Just one, with regard to the copies at the UPS. I remember a few months ago, we had spoken about changing from Postal Plus somewhere else because there was some dissatisfaction. Did that happen without,
That's not, I mean, that's not part of the report. I just wanted, I
on the
don't,
report?
no, the payment was to the UPS store.
Right.
As indicated, but as far as issues with Postal Plus, that's not part of the report. I don't
I don't
know.
want to address the issues with Postal Plus. I want to ask if we have now changed our business.
I have no idea. I have no idea. That's up to the secretary, whoever goes there.
To petition the secretary, we do have a PO box at Postal Plus, and rather than move that over, just leave it there.
But are our copies now being done at UPS store? So
It could be done either way.
That's just more convenient for me,
Yeah.
because I come in there all the time.
I've gone to Postal Plus a couple months ago. I mean, it's,
yeah, I just want to know if there was a new rule that I.
there's no, that's what I'm saying, it's just wherever Anthony happens to go, wherever, we still have a PO box.
That's all.
But that's not part of the report, is my point. It's the charge, but that's not part of the report. Any questions on these charges, are they legitimate? You know, you have questions about this budget line item, that's what this motion is for.
Right, it'd be a question addressing Anthony.
Yeah.
I apologize, but I've forgotten, what facilities are we renting, what space rental is this? It's for the
This is the same public storage.
public storage for all the lights and stuff?
I don't know what's in there, except for some treasurer stuff.
And it
Maybe
doesn't
some-
include the postal plus?
I haven't been there, I have no idea.
Postal Plus is a separate charge, that's just for the PO box.
You know, postal,
Okay?
any other questions about these four charges and reallocating $1,000?
What is partners in person?
That's the temp
It's
service.
David.
The agency,
It's David.
that's their name, the company name.
At this point.
Pays him to do our.
It's the name of the
It's like
employment
half of one,
agency.
it's a temporary service.
It's their name, I didn't give it to them.
Why did it need to be reallocated? Was there a shortage in the first place?
Well, like I mentioned, so facilities and space rental. If everyone's familiar with this budget report, on the very right-hand side, you'll see what's remaining in that budget line item. So a negative number means it's a deficit.
Right.
So it needs to be replenished. We have 4 months left in this fiscal year to pay the public storage. So something needs to be in that budget line item. And there's more than enough in temporary services. That's why I suggested that.
Second.
Good. It's a,
That was, Eric's second. Is there any other questions?
There was a second.
Yeah.
Any other questions? Okay, thank you. Can I guess we need this, no, Eric already started. I'll do this with the hand vote since it's a budget item. And I guess, Anthony, you want to stand up just to call it one, please? All those in favor of those four items and reallocating $1,000 from temporary services to the facilities and space rental to replenish that budget line? Bonnie?
All right. Matthews, Jerry Askew, Brad Smith, Mike Benedetto, Brandon Schimmelheim, Bonnie Burst, is your hand up, Jim?
Yep.
Jim Summers, Bonnie Burst, Renee Trinidad. I know. Jeffrey, it's going to be Councillor for Eric Manska, Ross Terrell, Darren Lopez. It's just like a memory test. Jeb Dunlap.
Good job.
okay.
Gina.
All those opposed?
All those opposed? Any? None.
All those
Abstentions?
You're ineligible to vote.
Gina, Greshna, Haru is, Underage. You're abstaining?
Until you're 18.
New guy.
So
Or
it's five
exercise his
votes.
democratic right to abstain.
So party mark.
Two abstain, one ineligible, the rest yes?
Yes.
No, you can't.
Can you repeat that, David?
No, 3 abstain.
No, it's just,
No, Mark, sorry, Mark,
because he hasn't had his financial
Mark and
training.
Gina abstain.
And who's the third?
Sorry, it was Haru.
He's in there, you had a raise question, second.
Sorry, you didn't have that as abstain.
Can you repeat, David? Because I have to write this on the report.
Okay, one ineligible, Varun, two abstain, Gina and Mark. All the rest, yes.
Well, can you hear those numbers? I'm sorry.
There's 16 board members present, so 13 yes, two abstained, one ineligible.
Okay, thank you very much.
Anthony, Secretary's report?
Okay. All right, item 8, committee reports. You notice I moved I changed the order around because trying to get through those that have items that I know of. Well, I just thought I'd bring it up. So if you get your agenda items in early, guess who gets to go first? Jim Summers, outreach.
Hey, outreach is going well. Today we have, 2 items up. They came in kind of late, so there will, we didn't get to go through outreach committee for that. So each one needs a second. So I'll go ahead with the first one. There's gonna be a candidate forum on, February 17th. And this is for, LAUSD Board District Number 3, which is our district, and also the Board of Trustees for the Los Angeles Community College. The LAUSD is gonna have 6 candidates. The LACC district is gonna have 4 candidates. We're co-sponsoring it with the League of Women Voters, and there's about 5 or 6 other neighborhood councils with that. And so what we're asking for is the board to, first we need a second, but to approve $100 from outreach to support this candidate forum. Just general support for water, advertising, things like that. And the other neighborhood councils are all putting in 100. So, and we also want people, we're gonna advertise this on the website, so we want people to come. So do I have a second on this motion? Thank you. Any discussion? No? Shall we go for the vote?
They all, I have a question.
Okay.
Are the, how many other neighbor councils are they shipping the same exact amount?
Yeah, they're all shipping $100.
How many neighbor councils?
5 to 6.
Would we be the 6th?
We're number 5.
Oh, okay.
Any other questions or anything? No? All right, all those in favor, since it's money, I guess we have to, do a vote, Andrew?
Anthony Matthews, Jerry Askew, Brad Smith, Mike Benedetto, Brandon Schindleheim, Jim Summers, Bonnie Buss, Renee Trinidad, Gina Greshna, Councillor Jeff Flora, Eric Manska, Darren Lopez.
That was justice.
Yes. Jim? Now you say all those opposed?
All those opposed? None? What was the number on the first one? Any abstentions?
Who's abstaining?
1, 2?
Ross Chomel, Mike Morris. Mark.
13.
Morris, how are you saying? Would you like to take the
He's exercising his democratic right to abstain.
All right.
He's required to.
Okay, so the motion passed. All right. Thank you, very good. Okay, excuse me. Excuse me, we want to kind of go on to the next motion? If this is all decided, right?
Well, yeah, I just wanted the record, I didn't know it since the last vote, there was a non-eligible and an abstention. We're counting the non-eligible last time as an abstention this time. I just didn't understand.
Oh,
I'm not.
Oh, am I a non-eligible?
Eric, that's, Jeff,
Because
that's
you
not
haven't taken
correct.
your financial
Okay,
risk.
so-
These two abstentions here.
You can vote on anything that
there
doesn't
isn't a vote
involve
at all.
money.
And it doesn't matter.
That doesn't involve money at this point.
That's not allowed to vote.
The sooner you get your training done, the better. Jim?
okay. The second item is, Granada Hills Annual Spring Egg Hunt. It'll be held at the, Pettit Park, or Granada Hills Park, whatever you call it. It's co-sponsored with LA Department of Parks and Recreation, and the Granada Hills North Neighborhood Council is also gonna come in. No, they're not? Okay. It'll be on Saturday, March 28th at the Granada Hills Rec Center. It's free to the community and includes arts and crafts, face painting, carnival games, prizes, and then the egg hunt will conclude the event. This has always been a real good event for us in Granada Hills, and they're asking for $500. I talked to her, and it's gonna be $500. We thought we were gonna team up with Granada Hills North, but from what I have, we didn't, they didn't approve. Any questions? Well, wait, before we even go into it, I need a second, because it didn't come from committee. All right, we got a second. Okay, now discussion, Eric?
Why isn't the North Council coming in?
No, I didn't.
But
I wasn't at the meeting yesterday.
Oh, okay, because I was wondering, your outreach here for them as well, and I was wondering.
I don't, go ahead, Ross.
Are we gonna have our banner there, are we gonna get some outreach out of this?
Oh, yeah.
500,
But
what are we gonna do with?
Okay, I think, one, we're gonna sponsor for some things, but the other things, we're gonna have balloons there, our tank, our information, sign-ups. It'll be kind of like the Halloween party. It was a great success, They are the #1 success in getting new stakeholders is when we co-sponsor events with the park. Yes.
We have a representative.
Oh, where are you?
I'm here.
Oh, I
You're
knew I
doing
did.
great though,
I'm
so
sorry.
keep going.
Would you like to speak a minute or two
Maybe
on
she
that,
can
please?
enlighten us on.
Yeah, I
what they
just,
have.
Yeah.
you know, we always have a great time when you come out to our events, and we're very appreciative of you sponsoring us, and it is gonna be March 28th at 12 p.m. And you're welcome to bring a booth out, as you always do, and we will put you on our flyers as always.
You know why North is joining in?
I don't want to. I have my own reason, but I think
Bunch of
because
cheapos.
I don't know. From what I heard a long time ago, I think they do their own event at O'Melveny, or they used to.
It's irrelevant, you don't have to answer it.
Okay. I don't know why.
Is there any other more questions or anything on those? No?
Jim?
No, we can't. Go ahead.
I'm sorry,
Go
but
ahead.
a net is a vital piece of kind of part.
Oh, I know.
And she does a lot for the park, and under Dwayne Finley. But she is instrumental on getting things done there. You can contact her, you can always contact and call the office, and she's really pleasing to work with.
Thank you. We actually have a new director. He just started last month, so he's very hands-on, and he's gonna be coming to one of the meetings soon to introduce himself. His name is Mark Gross, in case you need to contact him for anything at the park.
Great. Jim, you're looking to-
William?
Public comment?
Yes.
I just want to say, first of all, this is like something that I really support, this particular event. I'm just wondering, can we give you more money? Or is that all you need?
We're always open to have more of them.
Okay.
We give it 500 every year.
Yeah,
That's what we do.
we're good with that.
I just wanted to know if they could use more.
You know,
just getting
Well, you
history.
can open up your wallet.
Are there any other comments? We'll vote then. All in favor for this, for $500 amount? Raise your hands. Anthony, please count.
Okay, so we're voting on giving them $500.
Correct.
Okay, Anthony Matthews, Jerry Askey, Brett Smith, Mike Benedetto, Brandon Schindleheim, Drew Summers, Lonnie Budd, Renee Trinidad, Councillor Jeff Bora, Eric Mansco, I think so, Judge, Ross Tomel. Come on.
We can't vote.
Oh, he hasn't taken the others.
Yes,
Derek Lopez,
Yeah.
Jet Dunlap, Regina Greshner.
Working on it.
This just gets more. Jim, are you looking for volunteers for the booth?
Yeah, we'll also take volunteers for the booth. Contact me later. Well, we're not done with the vote yet. Okay, all those opposed, raise your hand. None opposed. All that abstain, raise your hand. Yeah, okay, ineligible. Okay, so the motion passes, thank you. For the outreach report, we'll keep it short. We're working on the website, so review the website, and what I want everybody to do, to be the committee chairs, and if you're a special rep, write up a little thing, not really long, I'm just talking 2 or 3 sentences, maybe even 1, about your committee and what you do. We'll put that on the website, it needs updating, and we'll also use it for our newsletter.
And if you need help, realize it's all in the bylaws anyway, in terms of the duties and responsibilities of the special affairs. Okay,
That's it, thank you.
thank you.
Real quick, and that, typically we pay with our card, so I think it's, I can't remember the KH, I can't remember the name of the vendor, but Brad now has. Yeah, just make sure that you email Brad.
Okay.
Yeah, we did it for the Halloween candy deal, and that worked out fine too. Okay, Mr. Askew, Annette, you mentioned Mark Gross, the new director. Is it Mark Gross?
Yeah,
Is he taking Dwayne's?
yeah, Dwayne got transferred, he's now at Sylmar Rec Center, and, Mark is the new director as of last month.
Okay, great, we would love to,
He wanted to come today, he just wasn't feeling so good, so hopefully next month.
Thank you. Okay, item 8.2, planning and land use, Mr. Askew. Okay, well, we had one motion from committee at our last meeting, and that is with respect to the community and the specific plan. Maria mentioned that earlier during her public comment. The motion is to resubmit our prior recommendations, and these are from, I believe, 2008 and 2011, and request a response from planning for each recommendation detailing how that recommendation was addressed in the updated specific plan. So the idea here is to ask why, with all the recommendations that we made, so few of them actually got written into the plan. And hopefully we can have some more of those, some amendments placed back in at a later date. Any questions?
I just wanted to add one thing. Those recommendations weren't just from this board. They were also from the residents group and stakeholders alike. A lot of people worked on those recommendations. We had professional help. What was the gentleman's name who was? Dick Plankton. He came in and helped us. We went through a 900-page syllabus that they sent us. I mean, the thing was this thick, and we spent a lot of time. We spent months and months on that, and to not get any response at all to our recommendations, we felt